We are live. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. We're day 55, 365 days of guitar practice. I can't drive 55. I had to. I wish I can play that song. Anywho, welcome for all of you who are brand new. This is your first video. I'm Jay Wills, old midlife dude, learning how to play guitar from scratch after hanging out music 22 years ago. And all of you returning subscribers, you know what's up. And also for all of you new folks, this is how these evenings roll, because we're doing 30 minutes of guitar practice, a little passion project of mine of just learning how to play guitar. It's unscripted, it's raw, and it's practice. That's why we're here. But how it normally rolls, if you're kind enough to leave a comment after I do a little intro of my own design, which I'm still working on, there's a few parts that are cool, a few parts that aren't. Then if you're nice enough to leave a comment, we'll go through some comments. And then this evening is Full Gain Fridays. So, which means we're gonna have lots of gain, have lots of fun. Might even try to pull out a couple of pedals, depending, but I'm going through the Boss Katana tonight. I got the Memory Man pedal hooked up, although I don't think I'm gonna use that very often tonight. But yeah, with that, welcome all of you. And yeah, let's get to it. Tele's gonna be taking care of duties tonight. I might pull out a couple of the guitars, but for this evening, that's what we're going to roll with. Keep the right settings, please. All right, so hopefully this isn't too crazy loud. A little loud for you this morning. All right, so with that, welcome to day 55. Let's start that over. Sometimes it's just a bit rough. Finish this out. Woo, that was a rough one. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Sound a lot better this morning. Well, I've played it a ton. Anywho, sometimes, that's just for you, brother. Just playing with you. All right, let's hit some comments real quick. I might come back to that. I had that worked out this morning. Bummer. All right, some glasses. And let's bang on the comments. Let's shut down the Ultimate Guitar website, because that site's got a ton of tab on it that didn't know existed. All right, so Let's see what's up. Oh my God, we're 502. Thank you all. This is crazy. I guess the old EVH iconic 80 watts going to be here sooner than later. And some of you are like, what does that mean? I made a comment off the cuff many videos back, totally just like, oh yeah, if I ever hit 1,000 subs. This is a passion project that I really didn't think anyone would ever watch, to be honest. We're at 502, so that amp will be probably coming sooner than later. So anywho, I gotta have fun with it. All right, so let's go to comments. Ooh, got a lot of comments today. All right, let me get down here. All right, at West Win on day 54 says, woo! I'll take that as a good woo, hopefully. At Dooley9621, just got home to relax and watch your progress, mate. Oh, thanks, man, on day 54. Well, welcome back. Kurt James 8223. It's real, buddy. That's why I said everyone should subscribe and smash thumbs up, like your videos. EVH, it's coming. 1,000 loving souls, guitar loving souls. Yes, indeed. It's going to be here sooner than later. All right. At 699-457. Welcome back, brother. Tried playing the video at higher play speed, and you're absolutely shredding. Ha ha. That's right. You can speed up the video. That's funny. Speaking of that, real quick, I will only touch on this for a brief moment because it's something that I stumbled across, and I'm sure all of you other guys who've been in this guitar world much longer than I have. However, I've been following this along during the pandemic. I may not have been playing in it. However, one of the reasons I never even opted to really even consider doing this because I was like, man, there are so many amazing shredders out there. I couldn't figure out I'm like, wow, I have a lot of work to do, which I do, a ton of work to do. And then some stuff about another dude who maybe I wore my hats backwards, been since I was 5. So I'm first on that. I'm kidding. However, come to find out, there's been a few things that you can do apparently with videos and playbacks and all kinds of things that I didn't even think was possible. Now I'm aware of it. I always kind of wondered why no one else had string noise, or like a lot of people don't have string noise. Like it's just fucking perfect. Well, now I know why. And it happens to be that this particular person, which will remain unnamed, I was actually aware of, and I was pretty impressed with a lot of him and some other people's stuff. And kind of a bummer, but you know what? It is what it is. We're all human. Got to forgive them. I'm not gonna do it because it's not my thing. Anyway, enough of that. But yeah, that's funny about speeding it up. I never really thought about that, but we're gonna try to do it the old-fashioned way. All right, back to comments. At Roger Tinker, 1813 on day 54. Sorry, J-Man, I'm having a hard time enjoying your videos this morning. I'm still crying. 2 weeks ago, I bought a new Tele. Last night, I dropped a metal caliper on it, and it took a chunk out the size of the dime out of the finish. Oh, dude. Oh, I'm so sorry, dude. That's a bummer. Oh. I have a quick story. Well, I had a 1995 Black Beauty Les Paul custom pearl inlay gold hardware given to me, like $4,000 or $5,000 guitar. I mean, it was custom, had custom everything on it. Totally random. I'll tell that story maybe on a live stream someday in the future. Long story short, I had it for about 2 or 3 days, right? As a matter of fact, it was on one of these 2 stands. Not here, in a little dinky-ass apartment that I was in. Got a little tipsy during garage band thing that night. Had all my shit in this little itty-bitty room. Had all my cables sprawled out. Got to go take a piss in the middle of the night. And I hooked my foot underneath. And that Les Paul, which I had just gotten, it was pristine, by the way, whap! And you know what happened next? That head popped off. Well, it didn't come all the way off, but it was like 95% broken. So I feel your pain, man. Dude, that's a bummer. Thankfully, it's still playable, though, right? That's a good thing. All right. Gay Wow, almost 500. Looks like the EVH is coming in hot. Yes, it is. At Gerard Alfred, you're killing it, man. Love seeing your progress as a fellow adult beginner. I'm 3 to 4 years into my 30s. Young lad. Once you get the harmonic stand, you got to work on the dime squeal. Yes, indeed. I got one of them today by complete accident. Natural harmonic on the G string and whammy. Keep anywhoing on. Will do. Anywho. it's probably going to be on a t-shirt. So to the sub who was annoyed by the anywho, I'm probably going to put that on a t-shirt just for you. And it's all in good fun, brother. All right, so I think that's all the comments. So tonight is Full Game Friday. And more so, we're coming back. Been rolling through the guitar cadence work every day. Got a lot of practice today. I'm on vacation right now, technically. So I've been pretty much just playing. I think I played like 5 or 6 sessions today, like 20 to 30 minutes a piece. That's actually, I found to be more, I don't know, I felt outside of that shitty intro. God. My second or third session today, I had locked that in, and I played like about 1,000, not 1,000 times, but I finally got this little roll off to happen, and it was awesome. And then of course, you fast forward and then you do cadence work for the rest of the day, and then you come back to that and you're like, oh, I'm going to show the guys. Yeah, didn't really happen. So, anywho, it's almost an unnatural thing. It's something that I'm not aware of, but anyhow, again, see, just now that I'm saying it, it's just going to be stuck there. So, let's try that intro again, and I'm going to bring us down there. Nope. There we go. And then we're going to go to, this is already programmed, I think. Hopefully. Oh, maybe not. Yeah, we'll figure it out. But, that's why we call it practice. You got to come back to it, because I don't want to move away from it. That's what it's supposed to be up top. Oh, better. Alright, it's a little better. So, what I was doing this morning, I gotta drop this thing down. We're in the C whole, still in the key of C, or no, actually, I switched over to the key of D, because I dropped the top string down here for this little rhythm groove that we're gonna play with on Full Game Friday, which is gonna be a lot of repetition, because I'm in this mode now, instead of getting like a little frustrated and just defaulting to something I'm a little bit better at, or that I'm familiar with, I will just keep coming back to this. Because this morning, after about 100, I don't even know how, so many times, 30 minutes straight of the same thing. And finally, at the very end of that, I was like, yes, I got it. And if any of you know, which I'm sure most of you do who play guitar, when you're chasing something, and then when you finally get it, oh my God, you just almost want to jump up and down. So that's kind of the emotion that I was having this morning. However, let's get this guy fired up, because I stumbled across another little cool, funky groove pattern on here. This has lots of different groove patterns. If you're brand new and you're still listening. My metronome that I use is an old drum machine that I stripped down the program and just, not tonight. There's gonna be full drums and a bass guitar that's pre-programmed in. I didn't do it. But I adjusted the groove and the fill a little bit. And so we gotta get this thing grounded. Alright, cool. I dropped this down, put this in D, and then kind of just a modified, like, pentatonic scale with a couple little, I don't know, maybe it's not even pentatonic, it's just a little scale-ish work. Still learning all that stuff and haven't memorized all of it. So with that, welcome to Full Game Fridays. I gotta get in time. Take a little bit, but it eventually works out like after like 20 minutes. Go the wrong direction. So hard to keep track of. You know what? Slow down just a little bit. Like 95. Another part of it too is I can't see. No joke. That's the part I'm realizing from the mornings and evenings. I just can't see. The entire fretboard's blurry as shit. Not to make excuses, but it is real. So that's practice, and that's how we do it. That's how I work shit out, basically. But yeah, kind of a fun little first pattern that I modified on the drum machine. Let me check the old camera, see where we're at, make sure everything's not turned off. We're almost there. I might even make it a little bit shorter tonight. We'll see. So that is one little way that I work stuff out. Let's try another one. Just have some fun. Let's go exit. Exit, exit, exit. Let's go. We're going to go cancel, edit, no. Fuck it, whatever. That's fine. No. Oh, there. more. We're going to switch out my old outro for a new outro, which is basically my song I've been working on earlier. That's the second part. Buzz tonight. All right, hey. I do believe that is day 55 in the bag. And if you wonderful souls are still listening, I appreciate you greatly. And tomorrow's day 56. Peace. See you tomorrow.